minutes, a person dies of drug overdose in the United States. This means that more than 35,000 deaths every year, exceeding motor vehicle crashes, homicide, and suicide. I grew up in a home where my father was addicted to marijuana, meth, and prescription pills. One of the saddest aspects of the disturbing nature of drug addiction is that by the time the addict realizes he or she has a problem, that problem has already taken a heavy toll on the family. This is a comparison of a normal brain and the brain of a methamphetamine user. You can see the obvious difference. Addiction is a disease. Patrick Kennedy quoted that no one is immune from addiction. It affects people of all ages, races, classes, and professions. One addict alleged, "It is hard to understand addiction unless you have experienced it. A lot of us have." According to Working Partners for an Alcohol-Free Workplace, 71% of illegal drug users are employed. My father used to say, "It is no one's business what I do on my own time. My bills are paid, my kids are taken care of." His definition of taken care of was a dirty, smoke-filled home with his friends over every night of the week, loud parties on school nights, the skunky smell of marijuana seeping through the walls, the coppery smell of meth giving us headaches, cigarette smoke burning our eyes as we snuck to the bathroom hoping to catch a glimpse of who was in the kitchen. When we grew older, we were allowed to stay up and watch the parties, waiting patiently by the table for my father to turn his head so we could take a puff off of his bowl. He acted like he didn't see us so my mother wouldn't get mad. My father believed that as long as he went to work every day, he could not be considered an addict. Drug addiction impacts the brain and is far more complex than simply referring to it as a behavior problem. Parents' drug abuse often means chaotic, stressful homes, child abuse, and neglect. Such conditions harm the well-being and development of children in the home and set the stage for abuse in the future generations. Sometimes children are even sent out to purchase drugs off the street for the addicted parent. Drug addiction is not selective. Family for all walks of life, all races, and all ages become subject to the disease. Jobs have been lost. People have been injured and debilitated. Savings have been squandered and families have been broken up. And some have even lost everything they have, including their sons and daughters. Children of these tragedies are left to fend for themselves, or Child Protective Services are forced to step in. Children are taken away and placed in foster care, or made wards of the state. Over a period of time, many family members begin to experience emotions that leave them feeling shame, guilt, resentment, self-pity, worry, and anger towards the situation and the user. These emotions often cause a person to hide, be secretive, feel depressed, or be unable to sleep. Family members follow the same downward spiral as addicts. There are 4 stages of family illness before the family either bottoms out or enters into recovery. Stage 1, the concern stage. Family members are acting out of general concern and they will enable the addictive behavior because they believe the addict needs the substance. Stage 2, the defense stage. Family members block out the reality of the situation and go in and out of denial. During this stage, families are preoccupied with the addict's behavior. They protect the addict by lying to other family members, employers, or others about his behavior. Stage 3, adaptation stage. Family members try to change their own behavior to adapt to the chemically dependent person's behavior. Stage 4, the exhaustion stage. Family members defend their use of different means of protection. They lose their self-worth and suffer severe anxiety or depression. All excuses fail and fear rules their lives. They have reached their bottom. Self-control works, but is not the answer. Use of substances by parents and their children are strongly connected. Many people don't understand why people have become addicted to drugs. It could be wrongfully assumed that drug users lack moral principles or willpower, and they could stop using drugs simply by choosing to change their behavior. In reality, drug addiction is a complex disease, and quitting is more than good intentions. In fact, because drugs change the brain in ways that foster compulsive drug use, quitting is even is difficult even for those who are ready to do so. Not speaking about drug abuse does not make it go away. Talking about it does not encourage its use. We must educate ourselves and our youth on the realities of the use of illegal drugs. They are the next generation of addicts if families do not get it together and become informed. Having lived through the torment of the family addiction, I understand all too well the consequences it can have on a family. My father still uses drugs today. Not only is he addicted, but so are all of my brothers. They have chosen to follow in the same footsteps as our father. Drug addiction consumes families, and no one is invulnerable. All of my brothers have children, low-income jobs, passive spouses, and lack any real ambition to be drug-free. One of my brothers even got caught trying to sell drugs in high school.